So in this video, we're going to teach you how to read a program from LCPT. If we start here, we've got the workout structure, okay? So where it says A1, what we do, reason why it says A1, what we do is we group the exercise by the letter and we do it in the order of the number, okay? So for example, A, obviously the first set of the alphabet, these are the first exercises that we want to get done. You're going to pair every A exercise together. So here you've got A1 and here you've got A2. You do A1 first because it's the A series, okay, so the first series of exercises, and you do A1 first because it's the first in that series. You do A2 second because it's the second in that series, and for example, this workout example that we've got here has no B, C, D or E series or anything like that, so we would just go back and forth between the two. However, if you do have a B or C or so on kind of series, you would do the A's, and once you finish these sets and reps, you would go on to the B's. The second thing is the actual workout, the actual exercise name, okay? So underneath where it says A1, it will tell you what the exercise is called. So A1 is a goblet squat in this example. A2 is a push press in this example. So this is exactly how it's going to look on your actual program. It's not going to be on a big old whiteboard. You're going to get it in like a PDF document, or it'll be printed off and handed to you. But yeah, so A1 is a goblet squat, and then A2 is a push press, and you cycle between those two. Reps now. So we've got an 8 to 10 rep count here, and again an 8 to 10 rep count on the A2 exercise. The reason why it's always a rep count is because you need to be within a certain rep bracket. You always want to shoot for the upper end of that rep bracket. So if it's 8 to 10, you're not accepting 8. You're going to shoot for 10, and when you're no longer able to hit at least 8 reps, then you drop the weight appropriately. Certain programs, it will have a little note on the end of the program as to say you don't drop the weight when you can only get, you know, up to 8 reps of this, or between 8 and 10 reps of this. Then you leave the exercise where it is and move on. But most programs, for the most part, you want to be between this rep count, and when you're no longer hitting at least 8 reps, 8 good quality reps, you then drop the weight, okay? Next one, sets. This is fairly simple. Sets refers to the group of exercises, okay? So let's look back. The A's, okay? So the A series is a set. Once you've completed A1 and A2, that's one set done. You go back to A1, back to A2, that's 2 sets done. Here we've got a total of 5 sets, okay? The tempo. Now the tempo is the, without that, the most confusing thing, okay? But if you look at it, it's not that confusing if you break it down. It's 4 different numbers, okay? So for example here, 4, 0, 1, 1. Now what it refers to is 4 different points in the movement, okay, in the exercise. So if we look at it, the first number is always the eccentric. So it's always the way down of the movement, okay? So if you're performing a goblet squat, on the way down, how long it takes you to get there, okay? The second movement is how long you spend at the bottom of that movement. In this instance, it's 0, so it's 0 seconds. You do not want to wait around. The third movement is how long it takes you to get up from that movement. So the goblet squat example, it takes us a second to get up. It's not explosive, it's just taking us a second to get up. And the fourth movement, the fourth number, is how long we spend at the top. So when you break it down that way, it's fairly simple. 4 seconds on the way down, no time at the bottom, 1 second on the way up, and then a 1 second pause at the top. And then it goes back to the start. Okay, so once you get here, you're obviously completed the rep and you're at the top of that movement again. You're then taking another 4 seconds to get down there, okay? Rest time. This is obviously in seconds. As soon as you've completed all the appropriate reps, you've done 10 reps of the goblet squat. You've done it with the appropriate tempo. You're then going to take a 30-second rest period before you start A2. Okay. You then complete A2, 8 to 10 reps. 3, 0, 1, 1. So this instance, 3 seconds on the way down, no pause. 1 second up, 1 second pause. You then take in 60 seconds before you go back to A1, okay? The last thing that we're looking at is the option. Now, In this instance, with the goblet squat for A1, the option is a dumbbell and it's also heels elevated, okay? So the option just refers to the variables of the exercise. A goblet squat could be performed with a landmine attachment. A goblet squat could be performed with a kettlebell, okay? Could be body weight. The dumbbell, okay, is just an option of the goblet squat. Having your heels elevated is an option of how to perform the goblet squat, okay? So this is just going to give you a little bit of an explanation as to what option there is. This could refer to grip, as it does here. So with the push press, we've got dumbbells and we're in a neutral hand position, okay? So we're neutral. Really pay attention to this one when you are reading the programs, because this is the one that's going to be, it's going to totally change the exercise. If we didn't have that here, if you didn't look at this, the push press, you wouldn't know whether it's with a dumbbell, a barbell, a medicine ball, a kettlebell, or what. So you would really have to look at this if you were to be an online client. However, what we do have for the online clients is another bracket which has a link to a YouTube video in every single exercise, okay? So, you know, worst case scenario, you've looked here, you've read the exercise, you understand it totally, you're still not quite sure as to exactly how to perform the exercise, you can just click the link below and it'll take you to a video tutorial of the exercise.